sure.
Nope.
Hi, everybody. We're just going to wait a minute for everybody to pop on. We just wanted to get on early in case anybody else wanted to join. So
I'll pull up so I can see the comments.
I can see it on my phone.
Oh, just in case.
Okay. So we'll just awkwardly stand here until everybody starts coming on.
All right, we got 4 people. We're good to go. Plus, it's going to be on replay.
4 people, we're good to go. It's
6,
exactly
7.
7:30, so we'll just wait like 20 seconds or something. I don't know. I never know how to start these. I feel like I need like intro music or something, and then you just like pop up and you're like, hey.
Kick it off.
It's awkward. I don't know what to say until people come on.
Welcome. Hello from Mississippi. Awesome. Yeah, comment where you guys are at so we know. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We're in Central Florida, so we're Pixie Dust Cookies.
I'm Rochelle. This is my husband, Andy. Yeah, we're in like the Orlando, Florida area-ish. Or more specifically, we're in Davenport, if you know where that is.
2 Mississippis.
Yeah.
Is it
Mississippi.
4?
No.
Okay.
So my business is called Pixie Dust Cookies, and it was just me, and now it's my husband helps me a lot with. Actually, he does all of my baking. I honestly don't remember my recipe anymore, so
And
it's been that long.
I use Georgian, so thanks Lila Loa. And we were calling
Yes.
it Lilo Loa, but we found that out at CookieCon.
We
so
did, yes.
She has the best recipe.
I saw somebody said the hi from Ohio, so we have to say one little thing. We're huge Michigan fans, so
But Michigan hasn't started yet, so
go blue. But yeah, so they asked if anybody wanted to do a live about DIY cookie kits, and we do a lot of them. We did a lot like during the pandemic, specifically like Easter time of last year was literally crazy. We were in the car with our 2 kids for at least 8 hours doing deliveries.
we offered free delivery as an incentive during the beginning of the pandemic with contactless, and we wanted to make sure we offered a service, and a lot of people were weary of traveling out, so we decided to load up, and I think we did close to 55 or 60 deliveries in one day. It was insane.
It was
but we had
crazy.
A lot of fun.
We didn't offer any cookies for Easter except for a DIY kit because we didn't know, like with our cottage law, can we be open? Could we not be open? So that was crazy. Yeah, it was Easter of 2020. So it was right when everything was starting to shut down.
Yeah.
So we got really good at the assembly line of DIY kits. So we offer 3 different ones. Yeah, another Go Blue. Nice. And I saw somebody asked, we're in the Orlando, Florida area. More specifically, we're in Davenport, if you know where that is. We're like 20 minutes from Walt Disney World. So that's where we're located. We're originally from Michigan. We've been down in Florida now for 10 years. So we love it, especially the weather. But yeah, so we offer 3 DIY kits around the holidays. If it's not around the holiday, we offer 2 different kinds. What else? So, okay, we should talk about what is a DIY kit. Because a lot of people don't know what they are. We'll talk about that.
What is DIY?
Yeah, so it's do it yourself.
Decorate it yourself.
Or decorate it yourself. I like the do it yourself because that means I don't have to decorate cookies. We have our sugar cookies. I personally use royal icing. Some people use like a shelf-stable type of buttercream. But yeah, we just use royal. And then we have sprinkles, and we have a DIY or decorate your own cookie. instruction card that we put in with our DIY kit.
So the concept is you want to give the consumer everything they need to do it from start to scratch, obviously minus baking the cookies. So they have everything in one package where they can open it up with their friends, with their family, have a great night, make memories. It's a really great engagement to have them tag you on social media as well. Just, to further your audience. But as we'll get into a little bit more, it's obviously a lot less labor intensive because we're not decorating cookies. So most of it's preparing, getting inventory squared away, understanding the demand. But really, once you get all these orders coming in, you can crank a lot of these out at one time. And that's where, the profit margins really come in, is your time savings. So if any of you guys went to CookieCon and you went to the Miracle Twins class, time is money, right? So it's kind of hard to put a value on that sometimes, but this is a really great way to expand your offerings and possibly hit some different types of customers that you haven't before.
Yeah. What else were we going to talk about? My brain is still, if anybody went to CookieCon, my brain is still like, I feel like I have a pregnancy brain. Like I'm forgetting everything. I'm in a fog. I don't know if I'm just still like recuperating and I'm like so tired. Like I don't know.
It's like the post CookieCon blues.
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
It absolutely is.
It was, CookieCon was crazy. If y'all have a chance to go, whenever you can go,
yeah,
go.
It's amazing.
Okay, so the cookie kit. What else do we?
So I guess let's start with the box, maybe.
Yeah, so I'll show you.
Kind of work
Well, like
backwards.
around the holidays, we've got these little ones, these little guys. Sometimes they like to fold. They're not very big. I don't
Those
know.
ones
What
I-
size is that? Like,
Those are, I believe, 6 by 3
Yeah.
by 4.
so we got these on Amazon, and they come in all different holiday things. Like we have
Laura.
Halloween ones, but which we're out of. We're waiting for those to show up. But I had 2 hiding somewhere. They were Christmas ones that we did. So these ones we only offered 4 cookies inside for them to decorate, 2 icings, and 1 sprinkle. And we did $10. And the little instruction booklet, and you can pick them up. You can give it to a friend.
Yeah.
You like our Halloween ones that we're doing. We call them a boo box. And if your neighborhood does it, where you boo each other, so you'll leave it on someone's doorstep and kind of like ding dong ditch. And when they open it, they have the DIY kit inside, but then it also has instructions on how to boo each other in your neighborhood. So you then would boo 3 people. Those 3 people would do 3 more. And it also comes with a sign that says like, we've been booed, and you put it in your window so that other neighbors know, oh, they already got a boo box or a boo treat or something.
Yeah.
We can go someplace else.
It's a great way to give your customers instructions on how to order from you too. So
Yes.
your 1 customer becomes 3, your 3 becomes 9, 9 becomes 27.
Yeah,
right?
because on that same little thing that tells you, hey, this is how you boo your neighbors in your neighborhood. And if you like this boo box and don't want to mess with going to the dollar store and getting 3 different baskets with 3 different treats and all these other things in it, you
Right.
can order right from us, and all you have to do is pick it up and put it on the doorstep, and we did everything for you.
It's cute. Boo it yourself.
So yeah, or boo it yourself. That's really cute. I like that. But like I said, these are the ones that we do for Christmas because they went really, really well over Halloween. So we offered them again for Christmas, and they are a nice box. They
Yeah. We
they
got
hold
these on
together well. These were on
Amazon.
Amazon.
They have a bunch of great different ones. I think I found those actually as treat boxes.
Yeah.
So you might have to do a little bit of hunting. Things come and go off Amazon, as we all know.
Yeah.
But even at that $10 price point with 4 cookies, you have 1 container of sprinkles, 1 bag of icing. It's still really profitable.
Then we did 2 icings. Then we did like 2 colors of icing and 1 sprinkle.
Right.
But typically, this is our box that we use. They're not cute, and that's okay because all they're going to do is take the stuff out of this and probably throw it away anyways.
Right.
So we go with it's a plain white bakery box. On the inside, we have like our social media stuff, like, hey, follow us on, I can't even read that.
Facebook,
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, review us on Google.
Yeah.
So,
Where do we get the signs?
so a lot of them, there's tons on Etsy. I mean, you can make your own.
Yeah. If you're creative with Canva,
Yeah.
Etsy.
Or Etsy. I know we got
So-
our instructions here. We got these from, I just forgot the name now. Bedtime Bakery.
Bedtime Bakery on Etsy, I think.
Yeah.
So if you have
And
a
she's
creative
got
daughter like ours, you could do
tons.
Procreate as well.
Yeah, you can do it on Procreate. But she's got tons of different ones. We just did a generic one so that we could use it for all of our kits.
And
But she
we'll-
has themed ones that you have like for fall or
Yeah.
Halloween or Christmas or Easter or Valentine's Day.
We'll post up a picture of this in the comments.
Yeah.
Because I know it's inverted and it might be really
Yeah.
hard to see. So we'll post a picture of it so you guys can zoom in on it and see. And our boo, we've been booed. So I actually just created that in Microsoft
Yeah.
Word. You can get super creative. You can make it pretty basic. It's really up to you how far you want to go.
But for the We've Been Booed ones, we use like a full sheet of paper so
Yeah.
that when you hang it in the window, you can see it. But
Yeah.
your instructions on how to boo somewhere else, you can print it on half a sheet of paper even if you wanted to.
So-
Bedtime Bake Shop. There
There
we
you
go.
go. So-
I was so close. Thank you, Carrie.
So the social media sticker, we have Avery labels, and then you can import that profile into Word. So we do a lot of our own labels ourselves here. This is just a very simple, just using thumbnail images, just copying, pasting those into the label template. So we just make those ourselves, just to guide the customer, get those good reviews, reach that audience. When you have a good experience and a customer shares it on their personal page, you've now broadcasted to 200, 400, 500, 600 potentially people. So
Yeah.
the cost of the sticker is quite cheap. You can buy them in bulk on Amazon for a really good deal, and they're very easy to use with the Word template.
Yeah. Before I show you how we put the kits together and how we do it, another great way to market these kits, if it's not for a holiday, you can always market it on your page and say, hey, these are great for birthday parties.
Yeah.
And, they're having a unicorn birthday party. So they come get this. It's like a party in a box.
Mm-hmm.
They come and get this, and it's an activity for those kids to do that they probably haven't done before at a birthday party. You put a dollar store plastic tablecloth down, let the kids do their decorating and all that kind of stuff, and then they can take it home in this box. So you don't have to do like a half a dozen. You could even do 4 in a box like this for a birthday party. We have a 3D printer, so we actually had someone that reached out and they wanted it for a birthday party. I think they got 10 boxes, and it was a corgi themed birthday party. Their daughter loves corgis, so we printed a cookie cutter that was a corgi, and then we put, I think, a paw print and a bone and a heart, and that's what they did for their birthday.
Yeah.
So
Especially now, a lot of people are still doing the virtual celebrating,
that.
or even if you have, grandma and grandpa, aunts and uncles, friends and family that are across the country, it's an easy way to still connect with people.
Yes.
You can mail them the kit. There's a lot of different options, so you guys can still participate and do something together. You almost deleted that.
I know. Oh my God.
So this box, I saw the question scrolling. So the 4 cookies, we have this little box here. For the holiday, this is obviously Christmas.
Yeah, like the Boo Box ones.
So-
Yeah, we do those for 10.
Yeah.
We might bump it up to 12 this year just because cost of ingredients have gotten a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, those that we do for 10. Turn your phone off. I keep saying that you're watching. I don't know why you need to watch on your phone. Oh, those with husbands, I swear. So let's put a DIY box together. Let me carefully pull my phone off of my stand here and not hang it up. This doesn't give me anxiety at all. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go this way. So we have a helper. So this is just our box. We bag up our cookies. So we're going to put together a 12 cookie kit for you and show you exactly what we do. I grabbed the wrong size bags, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, so let's do the one.
I did. Typically what we do, we have 4 different cookies, or shapes, I should say, rather. And then we do 4 of each of the shapes. And we typically will put all 4 of each one in a bag. So that all I have to do is use 4 bags. I use my bigger bag, but I grabbed the wrong size bags out of my cookie room. So pretend we have the correct size bag. But we do the smaller box, we do 4 cookies, or we'll do a 6 cookie set, or we'll do a 12 cookie set.
So we call our 6 cookie set our half kit, and then we call the 12 the full kit.
Yes. Our half kit and our full kit both get the same amount of icing and sprinkles. So, okay, pretend all of our cookies are in here. Typically what we do is we'll stack them. The cookies will go on one side. We have little 1 ounce containers that we put our sprinkles in. And I also wanted to show you, if you have just some basic stuff, and if you're like, oh, I can't find any Halloween sprinkles near me, everything's sold out. If you have the basic primary colors, I guess purple's not primary. Just kidding. If you have the colors of the rainbow, you're good.
Roy G. Booth, I know that.
You can make your own mix. So will you open these, please? Yeah. It's super simple. And I just take this little teeny tiny scoop and do like a half or so. Or actually I do a full scoop. Whoops, you can't see. This is hard to do on the screen and watch what I'm doing at the same time.
It's like tapping your head.
It is. So you do that, mix it up, and you just made a Halloween mix. So you don't have to have Halloween sprinkles if you don't have them. You can always make your own. They also kept reiterating at CookieCon that don't ever throw away your royal icing. Make your own sprinkles. So you can just take lines and do lines and lines and lines on parchment paper. Yep. Let it dry overnight. Crinkle them all up, and then you can have icing that your sprinkles that match your icing. Another really cool thing you can do is, let's say you're out of icing, and you're like, here, I'll have to have you hold this. Let's say you're out of icing. You don't want to make any for your kit, for your photos, because you've got to market this and say, this is what we've got. So you can do this. This is milk. I used Master Elite colors. You can use gel colors as well. And it's so easy. So you can use that for your pictures. Instead of making icing, because like I was gonna make some icing tonight, and I thought I don't have any white made up for the live. Tiny bit of milk, a little bit of your gel, or it's a new one.
That's bright.
It is. I like it. Or if you have powdered color, you can use that, because in water it's activated. So. Oh, it needs way more green than that. Oh, because this one's an Elite. The other ones were Masters. So this one will take a little bit more. Oh, the Elites take a lot of color. You can still see it. I thought I got this in a Master Elite. I guess not. It's a cute color though. But these ones are Master Elites. So I just this is just white milk, put the color in, bagged it up so that I could arrange it, so that I could take pictures. And then you stick this in the fridge, and the kids can use it on their cereal in the morning. You're not wasting any of it.
We use a tape sealer from Amazon.
Yep.
Make sure it's secured really well.
So that's a little hack if you are really trying to get your stuff out there as quickly as possible, that you can use milk for your photos, and then just stick that bowl right in the refrigerator and use it in the morning for cereal. cut the tip off and dip it in your, throw it in your bowl. But that's just a little hack that we do. But this is probably about the amount of icing that we would possibly use.
For a full kit.
So we'll put those in there. So this is what it looks like when it's all done. Make sure to put your business card in there. Your instructions are in there. Your cookies, your icing, sprinkles.
My friend uses sour cream.
Oh, see, you could do that too. Sour cream, you could do.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Absolutely. I mean, because who wants to really make icing? You're really trying to get that out and you're like, oh, it's 9:30 at night. I just want to get this picture taken and go to bed.
Yeah.
Use milk. Use something like that. That's so much easier that you can just reuse it and who cares what color it is. And then we'll label our box with our ingredients and that kind of stuff as well. So we don't have to label each cookie. So, but that's typically what we do.
Icing per kit, like, so usually for the full size, the 12, our full kit, if we measured it out, it's usually about half of a 10-inch tipless bag.
Yeah. We don't measure our icing typically because we have a lot of, I'm going to try to put you guys back on our mount again without hanging up. We don't measure our icing typically because now we're at the point where we can just kind of eyeball it. But if you use an ice cream scooper, that's about the amount that you need. We've learned from doing these that I'm always worried. We were always worried that we weren't going to have enough. We weren't going to have enough in the kit. And we were filling these babies up.
Yeah.
And come to find out, you need like half of that. You don't need full bags of icing in these kits because they're not decorating these cookies like we decorate them. Kids are squirting the icing on and throwing some sprinkles on there. Some a little bit older kids, they kind of decorate them. But like I said, they don't decorate them like we do. So you don't need a ton of icing. A scooper with like an ice cream scooper that has like the little, I don't know what kind that is.
Is that the engineering term?
Yeah, but like a cookie scoop, but the ice cream one. I don't know if it has a real name.
One that has the
Yeah.
Just search that on Amazon.
But we'll typically set up all of our, like about a dozen cups, put all the bags in, and then dump it all in.
What consistency do we do for our customers?
For consistency, I try to do maybe like in between, like an outline with a little bit of flood.
Yeah.
If that makes the right, if that translates well.
Right.
Because if you do flood consistency, a lot of times it's just going to be a mess for the kids. If you do it too thick, they're going to squeeze the bag so hard it's going to explode.
Yeah.
So I try to do it like a outline consistency with a little bit of flood mixed in there.
Right.
I saw some questions.
So I know the first I saw is, do we heat seal cookies? Yes. So we have the self-sealing bags that we use, and then we also have our heat sealer. So anything going to a customer, we do heat seal. I know the other question was on the cups.
Yeah.
So these are 1 ounce sprinkle cups.
We don't typically, I mean, this is probably a little bit more than what we would probably, half an ounce probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't see that. Duh. It's probably half an ounce. We put a little bit too much things, but we're going to do it, guys, to be able to see them.
Yeah.
But probably about half an ounce in the little 1 ounce containers is what we use. Some people also take the bags.
Yeah, you can.
And you can put sprinkles in here and heat seal it and seal it so you can like pull it off. And then you have another one, or heat seal it so it stays. So you have the 3 sprinkles all stacked up on top of each other. We just find this a little bit easier for kids because they're not trying to open it and it's like, you know, and these they can put it back on if they're going to make cookies again later, you know, at grandma's house or something like that.
Somebody asked about cutting. So on the bag, there's actually the instructions on cutting the very edge of the tip.
It says, let the icing come to room temp, which with Royal, was what we use. I just saw that question as well. We personally use Royal in our state, we cannot use buttercream unless you use a shelf-stable buttercream. So we use Royal.
And these instructions, again, we found this and printed it. You could very easily make your own template in Word. It's super simple. You can add in as much detail or as little as you want. You can even create like a QR code to link to have an instruction on your web page. So there's a lot of different ways you can do it. We have never got any feedback from anybody about negative.
No, the only thing I got feedback was like, it was a ton of icing. And so I was like, okay, we'll back off.
When we first started doing it, we were legit filling bags because
I was terrified people were going to run out.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't run out. It also says in here, gently massage the icing, 1 to 2 minutes to reincorporate the color. That's mainly just for separation.
Yeah.
Flatten the tip of the icing bag with the seam facing up. Snip the very tip off. You can always cut more if you need. So it does tell you, like, find that seam, flatten it out. You can't see it. Flatten the seam, flatten it out, and cut it. Yeah. Like we normally would using the tipless bags.
Yep.
It says create your edible art, enjoy your cookies. You can eat them right away or leave them overnight to dry. They will be stackable after 8 to 10 hours. This is cookies will remain fresh for 7 days, stored in an airtight container. So it does tell you pretty much how to do all that. Oh, see, that's also why you just use it for photos.
Right.
My purple milk went everywhere.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. I
saw a while back somebody asked me about pricing, so we'll break that down real quick. So for the 4 cookie box that has the 1 sprinkle, 1 to 2 icings depending on the holiday, we price those at $10 each. For our half kit that goes in the 9x9 box, we price that out at $12.
That's 18.
Excuse me, 18. And then for the full kit, for the 12 cookies with the 9x9,
is 25.
Yeah. So that's how we break down for pricing. That's probably, you're gonna have to do probably a little bit of tweaking in that depending on where you're at, where you're selling them to. Look on Marketplace, see where you can find other cookiers in the area, and make sure you're somewhat in the range. Obviously you don't want to be 10 times higher than the next person. But
that's pretty much what we found, like kind of across the board though, for kind of pricing.
Yeah.
Is that these little ones that we do around the holiday are $10. Our half kit, which is 6 cookies, is $18, and then the big one is $25.
Yeah, we use one box. We use the same box for our full and half. So we buy these in bulk. We find it's the most cost-effective means for us. But we use a 9x9x2, and it's just a plain white box. So again, if you probably could put a little bit more. And around the holidays, we'll put bows and ribbons, and we'll dress them up a little bit more. But you could really do as much or as little as you want. We keep it quite simple, really, with our brand. It fits with the rest of our brand and what we do. And I saw the other question about markets.
Yeah, well, this one was a little bit earlier.
Gotcha.
It said, how many days ahead of the holiday do you give the kits out? So we'll put them on our website right now.
For pre-sale.
And then we'll set a date when they can come get them. And then we'll also probably do a couple of Facebook things and be like, hey, we've got 10 of them. Do you want them? Come get them. Or because we heat seal our cookies, the cookies will stay fresh for about 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And Royal can stay on the counter for a minute, like for a while. And you're not opening it up. So you've got fresh Royal and it's sealed in a bag. So that'll stay for a little bit.
Yeah. Typically the earliest we'll do pickups before an holiday or before, like if you think like Halloween, we probably won't be doing pickups much more than the week prior. So there's not much
So the Royal's
concern.
more than fine.
Yeah, we don't really get outside of kind of that wheelhouse of being within 1 to 2 weeks of the holiday, because that's usually when you're going to have the most sales.
Yeah. Another question was, how far in advance do you put the kits together? So if we know we have a pickup, let's say this Friday, we'll start making and putting all the kits together and everything probably Wednesday or Thursday.
And we highly, highly, highly recommend, if you can, do pre-sales.
Yeah.
You control your inventory. You know exactly what you need to produce. I know there's a little bit of uncertainty with going to a market, and if you bring 10 and you sell out of the 10 within a half hour, you go, oh man, how much money did I leave on the table?
Yeah.
So if you can pre-sale, do a little bit of mix of both. We find that the pre-sale and having a cutoff kind of creates that FOMO for our customers.
Yep.
And we tend to have really good results with that. Plus, from a baking perspective, you know exactly how much dough you need to produce, how much time you're going to have in baking, so you can really plan your time out so you're not up at 3 a.m. going, oh my God, I just had 10 orders come through. And
Yeah.
I don't want to say no.
The other question said, if you do pop-ups or markets, do you have cookie kits available?
Absolutely.
100% yes, especially at Christmas.
Huge sellers.
I think it was, when was it?
It was in 2019.
2019. So it was before COVID. We had
BC.
50.
COVID.
Yeah,
Get it?
I got it. Thanks. We had 50 DIY kits with us, and we sold all of them.
Yeah, they were huge.
And we had brought with us, I believe, another 25 or 30 that people had pre-ordered, that they wanted to pre-order the kit, so they had made sure they were going to have it.
Yeah.
And then they did more shopping at what was it? Oh, it was a farmer's market.
Yeah.
A holiday farmer's market. So, I mean,
And when
we
you just
brought extra ones
display-
because we knew it was a little bit before Christmas. It was like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah.
So we knew people were going to be
getting together with
getting
family.
together, or they're traveling, so they're leaving way before Christmas. They can travel with this. They can do it at grandma and grandpa's or whatever.
And make sure at your setup, so if you're doing the farmer's market in the booth, have a box
Yes.
open so that the guests can
I
see
put it
the
like
content.
this
Block
on.
the face.
Well, I did that for a reason. I have one of the Hobby Lobby, or as you say, Herbie Lurby.
Herbie Lurby.
I have one of the Hobby Lobby ladders, and I'll set this on this open
Yeah.
with a little sign next to it that says DIY kit.
Ask me about the DIY kit.
Yeah, or ask me about the DIY kit. As people look at it and they're, oh, what is that? And you explain a little bit about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, perfect. I don't have to bake. I don't have to figure out icing or get sprinkles or any of that stuff. It's actually a little more cost effective for people. I think I think they see that as well, that it's not just the mess that they don't have to clean up after baking and icing and all that. They don't have to go to the store and find all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a one-stop shop kind of a
And
thing.
if you're with family or friends, it's really a cool event and a memory to make. And
Yeah.
everybody does see who has the best cookie. You can make it into a fun competition. So
Yeah.
they're awesome.
Another question is, how do people pay you? So we do have a website through Shopify. So we will give everybody the link and have them pay everybody through there. That also helps us
Yeah.
remember that we had an order come in.
So we do pre-sales through a link on our website.
Yeah.
Shopify processes that payment. And then at our events and farmers markets, we have a Shopify point of sale that we purchased. It's a card reader that plugs into our tablet.
Yeah. Let's see. There was another question about this. These boxes again, these little ones, we got these on Amazon. I think they were labeled as like a treat box.
Yeah, I think they came in quantities of 25.
Yeah.
If I remember right, and they have them for just about every major holiday.
Yeah, like a lot, or some just generic ones,
Yeah.
like a fall one or a wintry one, or
But get them before you need them. So there was actually a couple times we had a huge demand for our boo boxes last year. We ended up selling out of them, and we kind of overpromised a bit. So we had to go back on Amazon and find something similar.
Yeah.
So that's another benefit of the pre-sales. You control your inventory.
Yeah. What was that one?
Where we do pop-ups.
Oh yeah. Dawn, if you saw, we did a live about pop-ups on here.
I think it was a couple months ago.
It was a couple months ago. Was it for 4th of July?
I think so.
I feel like yes.
Because it was raining that day and it rained today. So every time we go live, it rains.
So yeah, we do a lot of pop-ups at our house. We have it typically right in the driveway. I mean, but we set it up like we're at an event. So we do full tent up. I have all my trays and my displays, and I have like these lanterns with like fake candles in it because they looked cute. So, I mean, those go out. I have curtains that I hang up. Those go out. Our checkout stand.
Yeah.
So anytime we do a pop-up, I try to set it up exactly like I do at a farmer's market.
Right.
Other places that we've done pop-ups is we've done it at a gourmet popcorn shop.
Farmers markets,
Well, yeah, that's not a pop-up. It's a farmer's market.
technically.
So, we also work, we have a partnership with Board and Brush. So sometimes we do, I'll teach a cookie decorating class, and then right after that, they get to do one of the board projects. Or sometimes we'll set it up that I have a pop-up at one of their locations. And the 2 locations that they are in are great areas. We have tons of customers over there.
Huge traffic.
We had a pop-up at an ice cream place. We're
Definitely reach out to local businesses.
Yeah.
Something that complements the business. You'd be surprised how a lot of people find it mutually beneficial. So
Yeah. Somebody asked about cookies again. How many? So in this little one, we did 4 cookies. And then we have a 6 cookie, which is our half kit. And then we have a 12 cookie, which is the full kit. Our half kit with 6 cookies, typically 3 icings and 3 sprinkles, is 18. And then the full kit, which is 12 cookies, 3 icings, 3 sprinkles, is 25. Of course, this will also vary upon your location, but it seems like that's about the average for most cookie kits.
Yeah.
So,
Kim asked about payment for
payment,
pre-order.
100%.
Yep.
Payment.
Yeah.
Just like if you take a custom order, some people do a deposit and then they do, they pay the balance, a couple days before or something like that.
Yeah.
What we have found that works for us best, and with past experiences, everybody pays for everything 100%.
Yeah.
So if you want a cookie kit, you got to pay $25 for it, and then I will set one aside for you.
Well, we have on our website too. So when an order comes through, our routine is to print the orders that are unfulfilled. So we put that in our calendar. We have the physical order form, the packing slip. So we have a couple different checkpoints to make sure we're not forgetting one or missing somebody. It helps us keep everything in one spot, and then we know everything is paid for. Nothing goes into the oven until it's paid for. So we've found that that's really great for us. I can't think of a time we've been burned like that, but I know just
No, there's a couple of times we have. That's why we do it that you pay 100%.
Yeah. So it says, do you just do holidays, 1 per month? How often?
It's typically holidays. So like we did, we had, Valentine's Day, Easter. I think we did a Mother's Day kit last year because it was COVID. Yes, we did. We did a Mother's Day kit because we figured people were still sitting home. Yeah. Let's see. 4th of July. We've done 4th of July kits. We typically try to do the holidays. One of the ones that was a really big seller for us was a pizza kit.
Yes.
We got actual pizza boxes.
I think there's pictures on the website.
That's backwards. But anyways, this has pixie dust cookies. Remember? It goes backwards.
So we'll post a picture of that too in the comments.
But the pizza kits were huge.
Yeah,
and
those were fun.
for that, we did a snickerdoodle cookie instead of our typical sugar cookie. Yeah. And it looked like pizza dough. And then all of the toppings were candy except for black olives. I couldn't find anything that I liked for black olives, so I just piped black royal icing transfers and did that.
Shout out to Mick, Royal Icing Transfers.
Yes, hi Mick. Megan, do you only do 3 colors of icing in a full kit?
Most of the time.
99% yes, unless the cookies, unless the theme or the shapes of the cookies that I'm like, it really needs 4 colors. Then we'll do 4 colors. But typically it's I can't think.
On
3
request
colors
for birthdays. So if somebody wants a very specific shape, we'll maybe do that 4th color if it needs it. Yeah. I know we did like a Paris theme kit that had the Eiffel Tower and a high heel, and so you can honestly the sky's the limit.
We've done birthday, mermaid,
anything,
dinosaur. I think we did a robot one or a space one.
We did zombies last year. That was fun.
We did a bunch of different ones that were for for like parties and stuff. Catherine,
do you all do this full time?
I do this full time. Yes. We have 2 kids. Our son is gonna be I'm gonna cry. He's gonna be 15 on Monday. And our daughter is 13 and a half. So Our son has pretty severe autism. He's nonverbal, and he also has epilepsy. So I can't have a typical, I guess you could say, 9-to-5 job. And I kind of started playing around with cookies, and I loved it, and it kind of took off. But it lends the availability for me to just drop everything and go get him from school if I need to, like if he has a seizure or something. My husband has a corporate.
I'm a professional male model, actually. No. They saw right through that.
The Miracle Twins saw you, so they can vouch.
I work in a corporate. I work for a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah.
Doing risk management mostly. So I typically my involvement is usually when I get home on the weekends, kind of as much as I can, just to help out.
Yep.
I've done a lot more. I've started to take on more things and become more comfortable. So it's been pretty fun. I actually really enjoy baking and didn't know I liked it until I really started to do it.
Yeah,
So.
but we moved into a new house, and I'm not very tall, and our counters are a lot higher than I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I was rolling the dough out like this, and I was on my tippy toes, and it was just not a fun experience.
It helps when you're over 5 feet tall too.
I'm 5'2". So I had asked him, hey, can you help me roll out the cookies? So he did, and then I was like, could you maybe bake them for me? Because I'm behind.
Yeah.
And it just kind of took off from there. Like I said, it's been 2 years now-ish, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
I can't even remember when I made dough the last time. I don't know my recipe. I know there's butter in it and sugar. So
another question is what size cookies? So this is the pumpkin that's going in our Halloween kit. So this will be in the boot kit, the half kit, and the full kit. And this is just over 3.5.
Yeah.
But typically most of them, like our smallest cookie for the holiday
is the little spider.
Is the little spider, and this one's like probably about 3 inches and 2.5 tall. But generally we're in the
bigger
3 to
cookie
4 inch
range. I mean, like here's the skull that we're doing.
Yeah.
Also, can we just look at the back of these cookies?
Shout out to Arlene at Chewamat's.
Look at the back of these cookies.
If you don't have a Chewamat, highly recommend. They're incredible. Incredible.
This is the back of the cookie. I mean, even with these little peaks, sometimes these little peaks get dark.
It just creates the perfect
It
consistency.
is. And they're like $10 or $12 a mat or
Yeah,
something.
Definitely recommend those.
Such an amazing investment.
Definitely recommend those. Do you do any paint your own kits?
I have done paint your own kits in the past. For us, they haven't been great sellers.
It might be in your area.
Now that we have the Eddie, I can print the outline right on the cookie instead of having to try to stencil it on.
Yeah.
So I might try those again for Christmas this year.
The last one that was successful for us was Easter, like a couple years ago when we had the paint your own Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
Those went over really well, and since then it's been somewhat hit or miss.
Yeah.
So we've had so much success with just the kits themselves that we kind of just
It's
stuck
less
with
work.
what was
The
working.
kits are a lot less work than paint your own.
Right. So how do you decide what color icings to put in? I always feel like I need to put all the color. Yes.
Yes. So that's another thing that we actually were just talking about before we did this, because I look at it and go, okay, I have a spider web. Well, I need white and I need black, and then I have a pumpkin. So that's a skull. So I have a pumpkin, so I need orange and I need green. And then I have a spider, so now I need purple. And these are meant to not be for like us.
Yeah.
We would use 87 colors if we could. But I typically try to use shapes or a theme that's gonna go with 3 colors. And that's why you give the sprinkles. They can use their imagination.
Right.
Or if they want to take a little bit of one color and a little bit another color and mix it together, and they can make their own color and slap it on with a spoon or a knife.
Yeah.
Then I let them do that.
You can really control it on your shape. So
Yeah.
Christmas time, you go, all right, I'm going to do red and white, so you can have Santa, you could have a candy cane.
Yeah, if you red and white and green.
And you can
the basic colors. You can pretty much do every Christmas shape with those colors if you needed to.
But you could really reverse engineer kind of what you're going to do if you like the Miracle Twins, the other thing they said at class is like when you're thinking about the holidays and coming up, it's Halloween. What's the colors you think of for Halloween? Purple, green, black, orange. So those are colors you should be doing. Like don't overthink it, and just make it as simple as possible for yourself.
Yeah.
Again, these kits are really intended to add a lot of revenue for you with much less effort. So you don't overthink it too much, and just make them fun. Perfect.
The question was for pre-sales. How far in advance do you post the pre-sale, and then when do you close it? So like that one was for Christmas. So for Christmas, I will start right after Thanksgiving. I'll do a pre-sale, and I will have that open until
usually a couple weeks.
Yeah, maybe like the weekend before Christmas, because then that gives us time to get it all done.
Yeah.
And also at that time, I'm not taking any custom orders.
Yeah.
And at that time, our markets are already done.
Yeah.
So we could focus just on fulfilling those orders. For Halloween, I'm planning to get those done and posted this weekend, so that can go out. Oh, the other thing also to do, which I didn't have time because I have way too many orders after CookieCon. That's another pro tip. If you go to CookieCon, don't take any orders the week after you get back.
Just say no. Because
you are so, like, your mind is like, I can do this and this and this and this and this. And you're like coming down from that CookieCon high.
Yeah.
You don't want to focus on orders, let me tell you.
100%.
And I have a hard time saying no, so I took on too many. Yeah. But another thing you can do is if you want to, you can take a video of yourself decorating the shapes that you put in your box.
Sample images.
And then you can have the link on, you could put the link on here so that they can go on there and they can almost like decorate with you or watch you decorate. Yeah. If you don't want to do that, a video, you can always decorate these and post your kit and then have another picture with these already decorated.
For
inspiration.
Yeah.
Because they'll look at that and go, how am I supposed to make an orange skull with, green eyes? You can do it. This is how it is. So you decorate these cookies with the exact same sprinkles and the exact same colors that you're gonna put in your kit.
Yeah.
And then people are like, aha, I see, got it. I want one.
So when do your kits for birthday party, or when you do birthday party kits, are they the same sizes as your small, half, and full? Does each kid get a smaller kit? How do you price those? So yeah, it's more, we kind of take those as needed and determine how many people are going to be there. Is it all in one location? Are we shipping? Each one's a little bit unique. I think the most recent ones we did the half kits. So each kid got 6 cookies. Because with the 9x9 box too, the 6 cookies will, most of the time, unless you're doing larger shapes, they'll sit in the box. Mm-hmm. So it's nice that they have a vessel to take the cookies with them too. So you're not trying to find plastic containers or sending kids home with wax paper and cookies flying over the car.
Or your Tupperware that you're never going to get back.
Yeah, from an advertising, I mean, to me, I think probably the 4 to 6 cookie range would be ideal.
Because the kids, kids are not, if you're doing it for a birthday party and everybody's getting their own kit, they're not going to have the attention span for probably 6 cookies. Right. So I recommend 4 cookies for like a birthday kit if each kid is getting their own kit.
Right.
Because it's just enough time to kind of do that. And then you're like, cake and ice cream and y'all can go home. So,
high on a sugar buzz.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Yeah. And then if you do the 4 cookies in this size box, they can lay next to each other.
Yeah.
And they can take them home with them.
Yeah.
So.
How y'all package sprinkles? So we use, this is a 1 ounce container with a top. So we buy these actually on Amazon. We found it to be pretty competitive for cost. And we usually fill them about halfway. And then yes, we do heat seal the bag. So if it's for a full kit and there's 4 shapes, we have 3 cookies. We usually use the bigger 5x7 bag. We put all 3 cookies in the one bag, heat seal the one bag, so they all stay together. And again,
because they're not, once they're decorated, they're not going to put them back in these cookies because they're going to be wet.
Yeah, the bags will get thrown away.
Yeah, it's basically just for sanitary reasons, keeping them together. Yeah.
So somebody asked about how much icing per bag. Great question. So it depends on the size of the kit. So for our smaller kit,
that's what I should have said too.
with only 4 cookies, you really, typically we use a 10-inch tipless bag, and we're filling it up like 2 inches, maybe an inch and a half.
Because in this one, we only put like 2 colors typically.
Yeah.
So if it's a Christmas one, they get red and green.
Or red and white, or
or I think we did 3 tiny colors.
maybe.
Because I overthought it, and I was like, oh, they need red, white, and green. But if you do 3 colors in here, just like a tiny bit.
Otherwise, usually we on a 10-inch bag for the half and the full, depending on, again, if we're doing 3 or 4, it's usually half full. So you can use, we like Rochelle said earlier, you can control it better. If you use like an ice cream scoop, you could get, you could even get like a tablespoon. If you really want to do it by ounce.
Ice cream scoop is nice because you can just, and it like cleans it out. So if you set up your cups and set up your bags, and you take your one color and you just like that, and then go back, and we use a tape sealer when we seal our bags.
Yeah.
Instead of tying them or using rubber bands or anything like that.
Like Justin.
But if you get the tape sealer, you have to also buy the tape. Justin, I'm looking at you. The tape sealer just comes as the tape sealer, so you have to buy the tape separately. But
don't have that fun surprise.
Yeah.
So heat seal, yes, we heat seal. These are self-sealing bags that we heat seal as well.
Yeah.
That's definitely our preference.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were doing an event the following day, you probably could just self-seal them if they were going to go out.
Because they're just going to open them again.
Yeah.
Again, they're going to open them, throw them away, and then they're going to do their cookies.
Right, but...
Somebody said, do you strictly do cookie kits? Nope. I do the custom decorated cookies. We also do drop cookies. We have edible cookie dough, freeze-dried candy, cookie cakes. What else do we do? Chocolate-covered Oreos, pretzels.
Probably something we're forgetting.
I'm sure. So we do some other stuff.
Cookie kits. The kits for us are really big around the holidays.
Yeah,
so
like October.
October through December.
And then like whenever Easter decides to show up.
Yeah,
March or April.
Around the holidays, it's a pretty good portion of what we do.
Yeah.
Again, it makes your life easier, quicker. So yeah, we definitely recommend it.
Yeah. So the mats are called the Chua mat. I actually had an example out here someplace.
We have the baby Chua.
It was right out here. We got it in our swag bag at CookieCon. They gave us a little tiny one. It was so cute. I don't know what. Let me see if I can find it. It's called Chua. CHUA.
Yeah.
Here it is.
So it gives the back of the cookie a really nice texture. For me, doing the baking too, it really helps control your temps. You don't get the burnt edges. For me, I bake and I leave on the Chua mat for usually about 3 to 4 minutes.
It's like this. They just gave it like a sample one.
Yeah.
But ours obviously fit our pans. A tip though, if you're going to get them for your pans, flip your pan over and then measure the back of your pan. Don't measure your whole pan, or these are not going to fit, and you're not supposed to cut these to size. So measure the back of your pan, just the surface area.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're called this Chua. I know you can't see it, but it's CHUA cookie, and these are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a game changer.
They're not crazy expensive either, like a silicone mat is.
And we can't see, but raise your hand if you've ever had to scrape a cookie off of a tray, like chiseling it. Yeah, I've been there.
Oh yeah,
right?
These things you have to be careful because they just like
they
almost slide off.
Once the pan's cool, you can literally pick them up with your fingertips.
Yeah, and the back just looks nice.
It's much more professional. It's better texture when you eat it.
Mm-hmm.
The cookie keeps the chew, so you don't really have that really hard crusty edge that can be bitter. So
can you post a link to the mats?
Yeah, so
we sure can.
Yeah, we'll post it in the comments.
Oh, Cookie Countess has mats too now. I did not know that.
Nice.
Name of the mat. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. Lindsay posted a link for y'all.
She's on it.
I'm like way behind. Oh yeah, the Eddie. Oh, we could do a live on the Eddie all day. Let me tell you.
Love Edward.
He did a demo at CookieCon at their booth, and that was really super fun. We're just going through comments right now.
Yeah, we're behind, sorry.
Yes, Kendra, we are the ones that did the live on the pop-up. Yes, that's us. I just want to make sure that we didn't miss any questions.
We didn't get the packaging for the so these guys, I think and Amazon, they have a bunch of them. You can shop that. There's probably a lot of different places we've found. Just from a turnaround time to get them on Amazon, they're seasonal, they're cute.
Yeah.
They're pretty cost effective. And you can obviously build that.
Back up. I feel like I'm in their face.
You can build that into the cost of your kit. But we looked on Amazon and we found a ton.
Yeah.
I'll be at a market on October 2nd. Is that too early for DIYs? Not necessarily. So the other thing that you can do.
No, I have a market on the 2nd as well. I'm going to bring some.
With these, you can also do freezing instructions.
Yes.
So you can make a little list on keeping the cookie heat in the heat sealed packaging, put that into put the airtight into the freezer, pull it out and let so you can give them those instructions on freezing.
And your Royal can go in your freezer as well. Yeah. So they could put it in an airtight container, the cookies, the icing, pop it in the freezer if they want to hold on to it until closer to Halloween.
Yeah.
And then pull it out.
Was that? So that was Ashley. So, and the other thing that'll let you do, so if you bring them to the event and you sell out and it's a huge hit, then you found something really good. You can open up pre-sales on your page, through word of mouth, however you want to advertise. But if it goes over really well at the market, it's kind of your test, your guinea pigs to see how well it performs. And if you sell out of them, by all means, knock it out. Just keep making them and making them. Yeah, for sure.
So a question about black icing, everybody's favorite because it turns your teeth and your tongue and everything black. For the Halloween ones, I don't like making black icing because it's hard to do. We have recently started getting, I believe it's Celebakes is the brand that I use, but I think there's a couple other ones. There's like Fat Daddy-O, Cookie Countess. It's a powder. Yeah. It has the meringue already in it. You add water, you got your color. I usually try to use that for black, red, and green because those are colors that are such a pain to make. Yeah. But it's a little bit more expensive because you have to buy a little bag and you get a little bit of icing. So for like Halloween, I won't put black in there because I can have sprinkle kits that have black. Absolutely. So you still get that Halloween color, but I don't have to make it.
Another great potential that you could do for black is royal icing transfers. So you could do some transfers of some different like bats or you could again use your imagination, but if you really want to have that black element in there, that's another way you could incorporate it without having the icing.
Yeah.
So I once did
she did a party and there were 6 to 8 year olds, gave 3 cookies and they went crazy by the 3rd cookie. Yeah. See, their attention span is like, all right, cool. I did like 2 of these. I'm done. I'm over it. Let's,
sounds like me.
Play a game or eat our cake or ice cream or whatever.
Yep. What consistency for the icing?
Yeah. So consistency again is about it's like an outline, a little bit of flood, because I don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too runny and thin. Yeah. Can you post some links? Yeah, absolutely we will when we're all done. We sure will.
Doing a DIY kit for some oversized, like absurdly big, 8 inches or so. No, I think it's a great idea. I think your customers will vote, right? So if you do the 8-inch cookie and it goes great and you sell out of them, you just found something, right? So that's the beauty with these kits. You don't necessarily have to spend a ton of time and money and make these all ahead. Offer it up as a pre-sale. See if you get a lot of interest. If you do, you got prepaid orders ready to go, and you can kind of gauge, what the response is. But yeah, we've never done like an enormous cookie. We did. We had the coffee cup that was the pieces, but that wasn't decorate your own.
That was like a builder brew, and it felt in like one of the bigger BRP boxes.
Right.
And that one was like meh. I did see like it's a build your own skeleton. Yeah, so it would be the pieces. So I kind of thought maybe that would be a fun DIY kit because it's skeleton pieces. They can decorate the skeleton how they want, and then they put it together. So I thought that might be a cute idea. Yeah, I'm gonna cough. Hang on.
Give it a shot. So do we have a preference on where to get our bags for volume? So the bags, again, we source those out kind of depending on on what we need. We've found that we usually buy in bulk on Amazon. We get the 10-inch tipless bag. So we've priced it out, and to us the benefit of we turn the bags. We use the bags for our custom orders. We use them for kits.
Yeah.
We're doing them for chocolate drizzle. So
these are the ones that we typically get is the master ones.
Yeah.
Especially for kits. I don't want to use the good ones like Borderlands Bakery.
Yeah.
Grunderfree Delicious.
Yeah, they're amazing bags, but again,
Cookie Countess. I don't want to use those good ones
all this
for my kids.
Yeah, they're going in the trash as soon as they're done being used.
Yeah. So find the cheaper bags on Amazon. Is the Master brand that we typically use. I don't know if it says a size.
This is 10-inch.
Oh, this is the 10-inch. That's typically what we use for kits and stuff like that. I keep the good bags for me.
So Kathy asked about buttercream. So in Florida, we can't use buttercream unless it's shelf stable. So for us, we use the Royal. If you're in a spot where you can do buttercream, again, I think maybe if you had the offering, you could kind of gauge. So if you gave your customers 2 choices, you had 50 orders and 40 of them were buttercream, then that's your answer.
And sometimes the customers don't know the difference between buttercream or Royal, so you have to kind of explain it and see what they would like.
So suggestions on the icing. So for separating. So the recipe.
We have never really had anybody say anything about any separating or the icing.
It has to sit for a long time.
Well, some people, it also depends on your water content too.
Yeah.
So some people in the morning, you can see that line and it looks a little bit discolored and it's, I know I'm leaking my pretend icing. So like on our instructions, it does say, gently massage the icing bags 1 to 2 minutes to reincorporate the color.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We've never really had anybody say anything that it looked gross or anything like that. So.
So let's see here. We just get a lot of. Do you use the mat for drop cookies? So no, I use the Chewa mats for all of our rollout, and then obviously washing them in between different flavors, but. The drop cookies that we do, I still do those on right on the. I actually go right on the tray. I don't like the what's it called?
Like a crunchy bottom, like a caramelized.
Yeah, there you
go.
So easy.
Yep. Yeah, everybody loves those mats.
Who did you talk with to set up doing a live?
Either of the twins. You can message them,
but you have to pick the right one. That's a mystery.
No,
and we're not going to tell you. No, just.
Message either one. It was Heather. And sometimes she'll put up things like, hey, we're looking for somebody to do a live about this topic. And then she'll have the link right in there. Then you can apply to do it.
Ricky asked about 4x5x2. Might be a bit small for 4 cookies because you're going to have one. Your sprinkle, 2.
Your icing.
I would try to get 6x4x3 if you could. If you do the 4x5, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
The 4x5x2, if you do a little bit of a smaller cookie, that would be okay. But just be mindful of, the 2 inches. The issue with these boxes is not so much what we're fitting in with their lengthwise. It's how much you can fit in and get your lid closed. So 2 inches, just make sure that if you're stacking, measure out the, some of your diameters to make sure it fits.
Where do you get your sprinkles at? Typically,
everywhere.
Yeah. Wherever you can find
wherever's the cheapest.
Yep. There's a cake supply store by our house that will get like the big deco pack.
Yeah. They were at CookieCon too, Baker's World.
Yeah, they were.
Shout out Baker's World.
But like Michael's, if they have them on sale, Joann's.
Walmart.
I usually get I like the little $1. Well, not Walmart. Michael's doesn't carry them by me anymore because they switched everything over to Sweet
something
Tooth Sugar Fairy or whatever it's called. But a lot of these, like I know this one and this one, these came from Walmart. And they're just the colors. It's the Elma's brand.
Yeah.
I know some of their stuff tastes gross. Their sprinkles do not.
Yeah.
And Walmart will have seasonal ones as well. Especially right now. So they usually have Halloween ones and they'll have them in like the big round tubs and they're like $2. So, or if I don't have something like I have a lot of sprinkles.
Oh,
like a lot.
Yeah, I already know that.
So if I don't have something, then
We make it.
I usually try to keep like the rainbow colors on hand so I can make my own.
So somebody adds cocoa powder and then
Yes.
great idea
Yes.
for the black. That's definitely.
Do you do mini cookies and icing?
Yes,
we have done those in the past as well. Because we made shelf stable buttercream.
Yeah.
And we did those as well. We also did like an adult version that would be perfect for bachelorette parties. So
PM us.
yes, if you need more info, I don't want to like get kicked off or something.
Heather's watching with the
I
band
know.
button.
I know. I was like, oh, here we go. Y'all are my new cookie friends. We made so many cookies. We were surprised how many people recognized us at CookieCon. They're like, oh, you guys did the live. And we're like, oh my gosh.
Melbourne, hi Angela.
Hey.
You're only like an hour.
Yeah, it's water that separates. So that's what I try to do is not a super thin icing. If it's more on the little bit thicker side, yeah, it's not going to have that water separating in there. So that's why I try to do like an outline with a little bit of flood kind of consistency mixed in.
So great question about accommodating for allergies. So we're in the boat of we don't advertise as free, we advertise as friendly. So very upfront with customers. We're not a nut-free home. We
obviously use flour.
We label everything according to Florida cottage law standards. So we're very upfront about that. We do have like the Bob's, the 1-to-1. So we have a gluten-friendly recipe that we use for the cookies. But again, we just disclose that up front to the customers. We have insurance, but honesty is the best policy. And obviously, I have like celiac. We're going to treat that differently and probably turn that order down.
Yep.
If it's hey, I just want to know. I just want to be mindful.
Yeah.
Or
if
long
it's
as you
not,
have that open
if they
communication.
have an allergy, we usually turn it down.
Yeah.
If they say like, we prefer just not to eat those things, like our son is supposed to not have milk or soy.
Right.
He steals my cookies all the time. Let me tell you,
He's the cookie
it has
monster.
butter in it, so it's got dairy.
Yeah.
So,
Great question. How long do we keep sprinkles? We go through them so quick, honestly. I think if that's a concern, if you're not moving through inventory a lot, is
then
just
stick with the rainbow colors
Yeah.
and make your own, or use your leftover royal icing. You can also take stencils.
Yeah. Grab a piece of paper, write the date on it too, just so you know. So if there's that one container that's way in the back, it's got a little bit of dust on it, then you'll know that, hey, this is probably a little bit too old. We move through the sprinkles so quick. It's never been an issue for us.
You can also take your royal and use a stencil, and if it's thicker, you scrape over the icing, or over the stencil with your icing on parchment.
Yeah.
And then you can make sprinkles that are different shapes. So if you've got hearts, or if you've got, butterflies, or this other one had sharks on it, then you can use those too.
Brand of tape sealer. We got the one on Amazon. I think it was like $15-$20.
Yeah,
at the most.
I think it was like $20, but then
But
you
just
have to
make
buy
sure-
the tape.
Yeah, get a roll of tape with it. It does not come with the tape. Sugar-free, wheat-free. That's awesome.
Tape sealer. We'll put a link for the tape sealer as well. Yeah, that's one of the things that
If you just go to Amazon and search tape seal, I think it's the first one that comes up. It's like TR12 or something like that. But
Yeah.
Nothing super fancy, nothing really high end. It's just basic. It gets the job done. It's efficient. The roll of tape lasts months. I think
Oh yeah, I think we're finally on our second roll of tape, and we've had that for 2-3 years. So
on AliExpress, where's the mat? So the Chew mat is direct on the website.
Yeah, there's another one that someone commented and said
one?
that there's one on AliExpress that is very similar to that she uses it for that too. Yeah. Deb, using parchment with stencil for picture. Okay, so you'll put your parchment paper down, and then you'll put your stencil on top of that. Use your really thick icing and scrape over your stencil, peel up your stencil, and then let what you left over on your parchment, let that dry.
Yeah.
And you can use that in your sprinkle mixes.
You could create an entire custom mix for it.
Yeah, and that's what's great for birthday parties and stuff. So if you have like a really random theme that you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for that.
Yeah.
Figure out your shapes, figure out your colors, and you could make your own sprinkle mix. If you're just like, I really don't have anything, but I have all this, leftover royal,
Right.
you can make your own.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Jamie, you both have given me the confidence to go for full
Do
force
it!
with DIY kits. I've gotten great interest. Yes. And now is a great time to do those kits too, because
Yeah.
Halloween is almost here. Like we're decorating tomorrow.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I have it on video. We're decorating tomorrow.
Means we're going to at home and buying another inflatable. She has a Halloween problem.
I do. I would leave it up year round if he would let me.
Yeah.
So it'll stay up until I have to switch to Christmas,
whip
though.
out the pumpkin
I should just
spice
keep it for
June
Christmas
1st.
because Nightmare Before Christmas, that's good for Halloween and Christmas.
Please don't
I should just
encourage
leave
her.
it.
Please.
Okay, I don't think, did anybody have any other questions that we didn't cover or that you missed or you want us to re-explain or when we're done, we'll try to post the links
anything we
for
mentioned.
the boxes that
Yeah.
we use, the bags, the sprinkle containers.
So we'll go into the comments of this live. We'll put the picture of our boo kit we did last year. It's going to be very similar this year. Arlene's mats. We'll do the link for that. The tape sealer. What else was there?
I don't know. We'll just do a link for everything that we
I'm
had.
sure we'll see something.
The 4 cookie
Yeah.
kit we typically sell for $10.
Yeah.
It's 4 cookies, usually 2 colors of icing, and then 1 sprinkle
Yeah.
mix. So it'll be one of these little guys.
So these guys too are perfect for your office clients. So your clients that have the 9 to 5 in a large work center. These are really great to get them to buy in bulk. Bring them into the office. They set them on everybody's workstation. So from an advertising, think about those types of clients too. Don't be scared to put a box together. If you have a business that's near you, that's, like where I work, that's a huge corporate office and we have like 1,700 people in one area, make a couple boxes, find an HR director, find somebody that works there. Just, hey, I'd love to bring you a sample. I'm offering these for the holidays. Don't be afraid to cold call. And honestly, if you bring 2 boxes and they don't purchase from you, that's okay. Because they could turn around and say, hey, that's great. We'll take 600 of them.
Right.
And then you can tell everybody
give them to they're like, what am I going to do with this? And they give it to somebody else. And then that person turns into your big, big sell.
One of our standing orders from a large standing order repeat customer that we have, it came from a very innocent conversation that we had at a pop-up sale event it was a farmer's market.
Yeah.
It was just a casual conversation. She came up, she bought a couple of cookies, gave her a business card, and just connected with her. And it turned into an extremely reliable client that orders all the time in large quantities from us. So, don't leave any stone unturned.
Yeah.
Be confident and go out there and find some of those places.
So
do we ship?
The first one, do you include your business card?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We put a business card in there.
And
We put our logo on the front of the box.
And put a social media, either a QR code to your website, your Facebook. Ask them to review you. Be shameless. Ask for those plugs. When they give you a positive review, they see their network sees that, your page sees that. You can share it to your page as another post. You can use it as a quote on a website. So there's
put your logo on everything you can.
Yeah, 100%. So do we ship out in Florida? So we are allowed to ship in Florida.
We're allowed. Our cottage law just was updated in July, so we actually are allowed to ship nationwide now.
Yeah.
If you are thinking of shipping for your DIY kits, check your local or your state's cottage laws.
Just Google your state cottage
every
law.
Single state is different.
Absolutely.
If you're in a commercial kitchen, that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
But if you are a home baker and you're operating out of your home under cottage law, check with your state.
Yes.
Because it's all state specific. So
absolutely. Thanks
yeah.
for your time.
I'm so glad that everybody joined us. We were trying to hey, let's make it a half hour. It never happened. But thank you everybody for joining us, and hopefully we explained everything.
If there's something, if we didn't cover something, if you have a question afterwards, just click on our profiles, private message either one of us. And,
or right here in the chat. I still get messages and stuff from when we did the pop up live a couple months ago. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I really enjoyed this, and I hope that it inspires you and gives you the confidence to do the DIY kits, because, you know, we didn't really think about them either, and then we were like, this doesn't take much time at all. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So
huge win for us, and
yeah.
give
But
you back
anything
some
that
time.
gets you money that you don't have to work super hard for, that's what we're for.
Something you don't have to decorate.
Yes. And yeah, like I said, this is a great time right now. October, November, December are going to be really big for DIY kits. You've got Thanksgiving break coming up. Kids are home. The mom and dad are going crazy. What are we going to do? Something different with, you know, you can do a DIY kit that's fall themed. Christmas is one of our biggest ones. So if you're doing any markets or anything like that, do pre-sales and bring some with you, because you're going to have those people that are going to buy it on the spot.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
so
everybody.
much. Hi, Andrea.
We weren't as good as your speech at CookieCon, but
Yeah,
we tried.
no. Thank you. Yeah, on screen we look like a great team. So
Just don't leave it rolling while I bake cookies.
oh, you missed the beginning. What size box for a dozen DIY?
So we
It's 9 by 9 by 2.
Yeah, 9 by 9 by 2 fits. You can stack the 12 cookies on the one half, and it gives you space for icing and sprinkles on the other.
Yep.
There's a lot of different sizes. Amazon, Webstaurant, Uline. I mean, you really have to buy in bulk there. But,
Yeah.
Your local cake supply.
Yep.
There's a lot of different options. We find we really like the 9 by 9 by 2. It
Works well,
for
because
us.
that one, it can fit your dozen kit, which what we call the full kit, or it'll fit just fine for your half kit, which is the 6 cookies. So yeah.
Cool. You guys got this. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. If you do kits, show pictures. Take pictures and post it in the thread for the thing, so we can see your
And guess
DIY
what?
kits.
Guess which twin is our favorite? Never tell you.
Oh, thank you guys so much. And hopefully we will see you again soon with something else we figured out. All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.